On the show this time, meet India's new golfing sensation Himmat Rai, winner of the DLF and Honda Classic in Singapore, turns number 7 at the Indian Open.
It was tracking about 10 feet in, and the greens in Singapore were very true that week, and all credit to the staff.
David Gleeson bags India's coveted Indian Open trophy, but right next to him is Chirag Kumar at number 2, making India proud.
The Asian Tour now, I believe, is getting strong enough that maybe I don't have to. I could get into other tours via the Asian Tour. That would be my goal.
In your lesson this time, perfect that chip shot.
Today's tip is going to be on chipping.
Hello and welcome. You're with me on Tea Time and I have a very special guest today. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Himmat Rai on the show. Thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations for a great playoff victory on the Asian Tour. Must have been a huge moment for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, especially with the way it finished. I think I took all of my courage and nerves basically to get it done. And I played according to a game plan all week long. And I was very pleased with the way it finished and
were you
extremely
surprised
satisfied.
at that massive playoff? I mean, 6th, second ever on Asian Tour history.
To be honest, I didn't know on 18 what I was putting for. I had about a 5-footer to go into playoff. In fact, it was about 6 feet. And I had no clue what was going on because after the rain delay on the 13th, I was just very focused on coming back out and doing the best I could. I didn't have a clue what was happening in the eventual scheme of things for the tournament.
But we saw 5 people at the end of the day on that 18th hole contending against each other. Did you think that 5 people would be in that TAM final?
No, I had no clue. I mean, when I looked up at the leaderboard, I was a bit shocked when I made that putt. I thought it was to finish top 5 or something, but when I saw 5 people, I knew I was in a playoff, but I also knew that it was going to be very challenging to finish the tournament.
We're going to catch up with Himmat as we get a bit of a putting lesson from him and then take the chat forward.
What did you mean by slow motion?
So that was a nice little putting lesson. Is putting really where you think you score the most?
Absolutely. I feel I've really improved my putting in the last year, and that's really helped my scoring. My hitting my ball striking has become better with trying to improve my technique and getting physically stronger, obviously. But putting is where I've really made the improvement, and my scoring's been more consistent as a result of that.
When you look at your own self, who do you think sort of you resemble in terms of the career path in India? Because there's so many young Indians now who are trying to score higher in whether it's the Asian Tour or for that matter even on the European Tour.
Jeev's been very inspirational. His perseverance exemplified. I mean, he's always been stuck with it.
Yeah, and he loves routine. He says, people find it boring, but I think that's what works for me.
Yes, and I've followed that aspect of his as well, his game.
What's the best thing Jeev has told you so far?
Just stick to the routines and just follow the basics and do it every day you go out there. Give it 100% and even more.
But it's interesting you say 100% because at the end of the day, this 100% gets amplified and actually comes to you when you are in competition. Don't they always say we all work better under pressure?
Yes, I felt I improved 2 to 3 strokes around in competition. and I always try to get that around. I try and think that around in my normal days why I'm not able to score as well. But I guess when I'm in competition, I focus a lot more, and my ability to follow and adhere to routines just gets better.
Is winning everything?
Yes, it is. But more than winning, I would say giving 100% of myself in competition is the victory for me personally.
And you never want to sort of disappoint yourself by underplaying just your own piece?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You grew up in Delhi, and DLF, where we are today, is your home course. At what stage did you pick up the game?
I was put into the game very early by my father, who's been my idol. I mean, in terms of putting me, my mentor as well, and putting me into the game and managing my practice routines. So I started when I was 5. My father was an instructor in the Indian Military Academy.
Okay,
in Dehradun.
Yeah.
And I went to school there, and I basically started off really early with.
You weren't one of those who always preferred the cricket bat versus the golf club?
I wouldn't totally agree with that, but
Okay.
I was for a bit, from about 12 to 15, I guess. But I did both. At the time, I did a lot of riding in the mornings before my golf.
Yeah.
And I would go and swim after. So it was pretty much playing every sport through school.
So if there was a mulligan in life that you could put to use, what would you like to change?
I have my life going the way I want it to. So I'd like to just go on and see what happens on the other side.
That's interesting. You want to keep the surprise elements alive. We're going to catch up with Himmat as we just get ahead on the golf course and a little away from this completely terrifying sun.
Along with myself, my contemporaries, we've had victories very young on the international tours, and that I would say really shows us how much potential and depth there is in our tour and players alike.